Welcome back, my gentle people. This is Corner Stories with your daily serving of relationship stories. So let's get into it. Throwaway account. I, 26M, dated my ex-girlfriend in high school when we were both 16. I had a crush on her since second grade, so when she finally agreed to go out with me in high school I was over the moon. Unfortunately, our relationship was a nightmare. I quickly realized she has low self-esteem, constantly asked for reassurance from me about her looks and weight, and if I didn't tell her what she wanted to hear she would gaslight and manipulate me to make me feel guilty. I didn't realize at the time, but after reading stuff online and listening to some podcasts I realized her behavior was emotionally abusive. We dated for around 1 year and she ended up breaking up with me citing her mental health etc. etc. I never saw her after high school because we moved to different cities and also her social media accounts were set to private. Recently there was a high school reunion. I found out she would be there, so I decided to go. She hadn't changed much, was still overweight. She said hi to me as if nothing had happened and proceeded to make small talk with me. It really bothered me that she was pretending nothing happened between us, so I asked if we can talk privately. I told her about how I felt about the way she treated me and was abusive towards me when we were dating. She said something like she was going through a tough time with her self-confidence and apologized for taking it out on me etc. etc. Said ever since she met her current partner she was feeling more confident about herself. She then told me they were engaged, which also came as a shock to me. I asked her if she had told him about us and how she treated me when we were dating. She said she mentioned her past relationships to him but didn't share all the details. I told her she needs to tell him about how she was abusive to me so that he knows who he is marrying. At this point she made up some excuse and ran away from the conversation. I felt that the new partner should know what he's getting into. She is still overweight and has not made any effort to change or improve herself and probably has the same insecurities, and I imagined how this man will have a terrible marriage. So after the party I used a friend's account to find her fiance and I sent him a message detailing the things she did when we were dating in high school. He responded with something like asking me to stop bothering them. It's been about a week since I did this and now I am getting bombarded with messages from high school friends calling me a creep and an a-hole. I don't understand how people can side with her when she was the one being abusive. And it is her responsibility to let her fiancé know about this. I was doing what I felt was the right thing. I thought maybe they are reacting this was because they don't have the full story and the background about our relationship. Edit, okay. I was expecting my perspective would be divisive but didn't realize people would think it's that bad. Reading though all your comments is making me question myself. First of all, I don't have a problem with her weight, I think she's cute. It may be true that I am hung up on her, she was my first and only long-term girlfriend. And no, I am not an Andrew Tate fan, I just saw some videos of him and thought they were interesting. I don't know that much about him. I do think I deserved more from her than an apology, and I did always think we would end up together once she worked on herself. I feel very frustrated about how things turned out. I am against therapy, so I won't do that. I might contact her again to see if she will talk to me, maybe that will bring more closure. Even though it was mostly negative, I still appreciate the comments. Relevant comments: how was she abusive? OP replied, for example, we were both into anime, and for my birthday she bought me a poster of my favorite anime character at the time, Asuna from SOA. She then proceeded to ask me if I think she is prettier or Asuna. And when I didn't tell her what she wanted to hear she proceeded to cry. This is just one example, but it was constantly stuff like this, asking reassurance about her looks and her weight and throwing a tantrum if I was honest with her. Comment 2. Oh shit. I think you're the actual problem here. Try giving us more examples. OP replied, I don't think it was me, she had very high-strung reactions. For example, our first times with each other. I initially didn't want to do it, but she asked me if it's because she is overweight that I'm not wanting to do it and got upset and cried because I rejected her. Then I felt pressured to do it with her. Or there was another time when she came to meet my parents. She was a vegetarian and my parents were not fond of vegetarians, so she ate a soup they made, then found out there was chicken in it and she yelled at me and my parents and left the house. It was very extreme emotions. Another time when we were playing a video game together and she couldn't get past a level, and when I called her stupid in a joking way she got upset and threw my controller on the sofa and left. Comment 3. Info: why are you so stuck on the fact she's overweight? OP replied, I actually don't mind it, I think she looks cute. It's just that when we were together she kept seeking reassurance about her weight. Said she has eating related issues and stuff. So always asked me do I look fat in this etc. So since she is still overweight she is probably doing the same to her fiancé. Comment 4. So, you corner someone you dated years ago. She listens to you before stopping the conversation because it's going nowhere. Then you harass her fiancé and try to blow up her life. Jealous and bitter much? You repeatedly insult her weight. Reading your post, I don't see evidence of her being abusive. OP replied, just want to clarify, I don't have any issues with her being overweight, I think she looks very cute and beautiful. I only said that because when she broke up with me she said she wanted to work on her insecurities, a big part was her weight. She even said maybe it was not the right time for us to date because of how she feels about herself when breaking up with me. So I am surprised that she is still the same weight now and is going to marry someone. I don't see how she will treat him any differently. So that was the reason why I mentioned the weight, not because I have issues with it. Comment 5. Get over it, you've just proved to the world that you're fixated on her. Is it possible she's changed since high school? Is it none of your business? You knew her then. Her fiancé knows her now. And you know nothing about either of them anymore. Get your nose out of their business. OP replied, I agree, she may have changed. I did keep track of her through common friends and was following where she was in life. I didn't know she was engaged. This came as a big shock to me. I feel that I know her better than her fiancé since I know her since we were 8, and even though we didn't speak since high school I did get updates on her via mutual friends. I thought maybe if we tried again together as adults we can have a better relationship this time, and if she apologized for being abusive and promised she will be better this time I was willing to give her another chance. But I don't see any evidence about her having changed, so I wasn't sure. Comment 6. What podcasts? Andrew Tate? You sound abusive. That's a wrap, folks. That's all we need to know about OP. OP replied. What's wrong with Andrew Tate? I think he is misunderstood. Update. Just got done speaking to her. After the initial surge of comments here I decided to contact her. I got her info from a friend and messaged her. She agreed to talk to me. I apologized for having contacted her fiancé and she said she accepts my apology. She said she is sorry about the things that happened in our relationship. She said she had therapy and now she has more confidence. She told me that she has been honest with her fiancé about her life and past, and he is supportive to her. Overall she sounded in a better place. And it sounds like I don't really have a chance with her at the moment. We ended the conversation pretty amicably. I feel okay with where things are now. Reading all the comments were really hard, but I don't have much control over how people interpret things, so thanks I guess. And that is the end of story 1. Drop a comment and share your thoughts, and if you are feeling up to it join the community and subscribe. And with that we will move on to the next story. Story 2. OP's husband smells like new perfume. New perfume? So, my husband and I have been married for 5 months now. I, 25F, have been noticing weird changes in his, 27M, behavior, and this certain instance is nagging me. The other day after he got home from work, he smelled like perfume. My husband wears the same cologne, has since I've known him at least. It would be just odd, but it's been a couple days this week that it's happened. He smells like vanilla. When I asked him about it, he said he got off a bit early and wanted to surprise me with some self-care and beauty stuff. He says he went to the mall and the lady helped him smell some perfumes and lotions to give me. Maybe Bath and Body Works? Ick. But if that were true, he would smell like a couple scents mixed, right? Not just vanilla. It's not a week-long thing to pick a perfume. Well, today, after he got off work, he gave me a gift basket. It had melon-scented lotion, a new loofah, hair ties, some snacks and vanilla perfume. Am I being crazy? To note, I don't wear perfume often. When I do, it's normally a light floral scent or lavender. Nothing sweet or heavy like vanilla. What should my next step be? Update, 3 days later, okay. Wow. I've had a lot of people PMing me for an update. I would have preferred to wait, but I guess it doesn't matter. My life is a mess now. I'm distraught and have been crying endlessly for the past 3 days. I'll try to sum it up. There's no other woman. There's another man. I guess my husband has been living in the closet for years. He's not gay, but he is bisexual. He said he missed out on getting to experiment. He used the perfume as a cover-up, so at the very least I'd think it was a woman. We're divorcing. My best friend of so many years. Lost. He put me in danger by having unprotected sex with men. It wasn't just one. It's been tens of them for years. I guess his current FWB gave him the perfume idea. But that's what led to him getting caught. I did do a panel test for STDs but won't know my results for a bit. If it's positive, that explains the itching. I want to be there for him and support him, but right now I need space. He's with his mom right now. She doesn't know anything. I would never out my husband. He says he isn't gay but does prefer men. I'm torn and indescribably sad. That is the end of story 2, and I just need to say, oh hell no. OP, you need to get away from that man. What do you mean, you want to be there for him? You should be looking to file charges against him for knowingly putting your health at risk. Let me digress. To my lovely people, let me know what you think of this story. Let's move on to the next story. I am pissed and I pray OP gets the help she needs. Story 3. My boyfriend's brother is a lazy brat and I'm considering breaking up because of him. I, 20F, love my boyfriend, 21M, with all my heart, and I'm fully convinced he's my soulmate. In the last 2 years we haven't even had a real argument. That was until his brother, 19M, came in the picture. My boyfriend's family lives a couple hours away, so I only met them this year. They had planned for my BF and his brother to move in together for a long time, and initially I was supportive of this. So I helped my BF look for an apartment. Brother didn't want to have anything to do with it. Okay, fine with me. After a few months of looking we found an apartment. Brother didn't want to come down here and look at it since he just found FWB, 21F. Okay. We agree on the apartment and he doesn't feel like coming down to sign the contract, so we drive 8 hours to give it to him. He signs it, we drive back. Brother is not working and just finished school, so he has to submit an application for allowance from our city hall until his studies start. He says he did it. 2 months later, 2 weeks before they were supposed to move in together, we find out he was told multiple times to talk to the local city hall of where he wants to move, not where he currently lives. He didn't feel like leaving his FWB, who's now his GF, so he just never bothered. My boyfriend had to use all his money to pay for both deposits and rents. It's been almost 3 months and he still can't afford a bed since his brother still didn't submit everything. Brother came down here 3 times in total. Never helped with anything. Today he left after bringing his now GF down for a few days to show her his cool apartment. They trashed the place and left food everywhere. Also, she was constantly circling around my boyfriend in just underwear or see-through clothing, so I'm not really a big fan of her anyway. In total there are now 2 piles of dirty dishes and a bucket full of unidentified substance mixed with more dishes, all in different parts of the apartment. Since they never bothered to clean up after themselves, they just piled it up and left it for my boyfriend to clean. Even dairy was just left in the open. They won't be coming back for at least a few weeks. They hid an already 4 days old lasagna on top of the fridge behind other stuff, started throwing garbage behind the trash can when it was full, and used my BF speaker as a table, on which they also left old food. My boyfriend is raging but still doesn't want to kick him out. I've already suggested to cover his brother's part of the rent if he kicks him out, at least until we figure something permanent out, and told him this needs to stop. His brother's response was they left all of the food there since it wasn't moldy yet. They're having another talk tomorrow. My boyfriend already gave him an ultimatum before this. He has this month to manage all of his government stuff or he'll be kicked out. I'm praying for him to mess it up again so our lives will be freed from his bullshit. My boyfriend knows our relationship won't last if this keeps going. I'm just so mad and not sure how to handle this in the long term, as I also don't want to lose my otherwise perfect relationship just because of his selfish brother. Edit, my boyfriend is really mad about the mess and his laziness as well. He'll clean the dishes, but mainly because he needs them for his own meals and he doesn't want everything to smell. We'll leave the rest of the garbage in his room, but we'll take out everything that can get moldy. Small update, we took pictures of everything and we'll send them to their mom tomorrow. Update, we broke up. Kinda. So he talked to his mom and aunt. Both completely protected his brother and said he shouldn't ever kick him out and that it's his responsibility to raise him right now that they've moved in together. So that's exactly what he's planning to do. He won't kick him out no matter how much he messes up, and his argument was always, he's my little brother. I can't just send him to the streets. So I told him as long as they're going to treat him like a baby, he's going to act like one. I put up with this bullshit for the whole year and I can't do it anymore. I'm still shaking and I don't know what I'm going to do now. Update. A lot happened in the last few days and it's still not completely over yet. As mentioned in my original post, my boyfriend and I had a big fight when talking about his brother. I didn't want his brother's laziness to affect him while felt responsible for taking care of him and couldn't live with himself if he kicked him out. He also talked to his family about it and they all agreed on not kicking him out, although they haven't seen how the place looks. Info, His other family only consists of his mom and aunt. They currently live in a one-bedroom apartment, so they can't really take his brother in either. We didn't really talk for 2 days and met up yesterday to find a solution. We both agreed that we don't want to break up, so we found a compromise that would make both of us happy in the long run. His brother won't be kicked out immediately. He has 6 months to learn basic tasks, to look after himself and to get used to living alone studying. Although if he ever messes up this bad again, we will reconsider kicking him out. Also, as a punishment for trashing the place, he's not allowed to bring his girlfriend over for some time, and it will be his responsibility to clean all the dishes for the next few weeks. Once we kick him out, we will personally make sure he gets a good apartment near us so my boyfriend won't worry about him needing help or being all alone, while also having some distance between us and not being directly affected by his actions anymore. Well, this was our solution yesterday evening. While we were talking, however, his brother decided to text my boyfriend a lot of really stupid shit. My boyfriend previously told him the condition of their apartment was disgusting and how he has to step up as a roommate, which his brother apparently didn't took well at all. He completely lashed out at him, calling both of us names, saying my boyfriend is overreacting, how he should stop treating him like a child, and calling me a manipulator, since we didn't do anything with his girlfriend and him when they were down here, so therefore I'm clearly trying to break them up. When my boyfriend read this, he was really shocked, as he didn't know his brother was thinking like this all along. After knowing all of this, he's not sure if he wants to just kick him out immediately. He'll talk to his mom on Monday to think about their options. I let him know that the decision is up to him and that I'll respect his choice no matter what. I'll update y'all again when we come to a conclusion. Guys, this is where I will leave you. I hope you enjoyed the stories I had for you. I certainly enjoyed them. Please be sure to drop a like or a comment, and it would mean a lot to me if you subscribe to the channel. Until next time, be kind, be curious, and I will see you. Corner Stories signing off.